Mr. Britannico, can you please clarify? A certain Police Corporal Joseph Aldo Jovet made an admission. Saan po niya ginawa yung pag-amin na tinutukoy niyo?
Una po niyang binahagi ang pag-amin po niya, Mr. Chair, Ma'am Chair, sa NBI-DID po.
May we know who was the agent on case during that time?
One of the agents, Mr. Chair, was Attorney Zulaika Cunales.
Attorney Zulaika
Cunales po, among other agents.
Can you please state the date when he did this admission?
That must have been June 6 of 2020, Mr. Chair.
Was that admission ever put into writing, Mr. Britannico?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
I wonder why.
Yun rin po, Mr. Chair.
Was the family present when that admission was given in front of the NBI agent?
We were in the vicinity, Mr. Chair, but not on that same room, Mr. Chair.
Was there no one who initiated to put this admission in writing during that time?
At that time po, Mr. Chair, hindi po.
All right.
At that time, Mr. Chair.
How about on the part of the NBI agent? Was it a custodial investigation, a question and answer that is happening where he did that admission?
I wouldn't be familiar, Mr. Chair, on how they conducted the investigation, Mr. Chair. But it was, I understand it was quite lengthy. It was at least a night of perhaps answering, engaging with him, Mr. Chair.
Would you know if Corporal Jovet during that time was being assisted by his own lawyer?
He had a lawyer, Mr. Chair.
May we know the name of that lawyer?
Attorney Gayos, Mr. Chair.
Attorney Regayos.
Attorney Gayos, Mr.
Gayos.
Chair. Yes, we did provide him that lawyer, Mr. Chair.
I wish to manifest, Mr. Chair, that if it was a custodial investigation that took place in the NBI, then I suppose that there is a record with the NBI where the admission was done by Corporal Jovet in the presence and while assisted by his own lawyer. And would you know also if you are familiar, the Miranda doctrine was explained to him?
I wouldn't know, Mr. Chair, of what took place when he was being asked about his knowledge of the case.
The reason, Mr. Chair, why I am raising these questions, I do not understand kung bakit mayroong nagko-confess na, umaamin na. Ano ba to? Pinalaya pa?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Ultimately, a night after or the day after he was released, one of the reasons given was that it was in conflict of a theory. It was in conflict with findings of their NBI's own investigation.
How can it be in conflict if the person is actually admitting having not just one person, but actually, how many are they? 5.
Yes, that is a mystery also to us, Mr. Chair. At that time, when Joven, just to explain a little background, Mr. Chair, on the circumstances, Joven surrendered after a case was filed against him. The case had information.
This case is the case of your brother?
Yes.
When you said filed where? With the DOJ?
With the DOJ, Mr. Chair. There was a witness that was identified, a certain taxi driver.
Was it subsequent to or prior? The one you said he surrendered. Was it subsequent to or prior to the admission you were referring to earlier?
It was the case. I'm sorry, if you could repeat that question,
Alin
Mr.
po
Chair.
yung nauna? Yung sinasabi niyong admission before the NBI? Or yung surrender after the case was filed with the DOJ?
Sumunod na lang po yung surrender after po nakapag-file.
I see. So, it appears that there were two opportunities already to take custody of the respondent at the very least.
That's correct, Mr.
Can I raise some question with the DOJ? May we know who was the handling prosecutor of this?
Mr. Chair, we will submit the name after the hearing, Your Honor.
Can you please enlighten us? Fiscal, should I say?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
My admission, and correct me if I'm wrong, that amounts to extrajudicial confession already because that happened during custodial investigation. And the respondent is being assisted by his own lawyer. What
Yes,
should be
Mr.
the
Chair.
process?
Mr. Chair, if I am correct, what happened is that sometime May 2020, the police officer Hoven voluntarily and admitted what he did. And around June of the same year, it is the time when the complaint was filed against the two police officers, Police Officer Villanueva.
You were referring, sir, about which cases? The one filed in June.
Britannico case, Mr. Chair.
Britannico case. So, does this mean na nag-request ng preliminary investigation ng ating respondents?
Mr. Chair, it is a regularly filed case by the NBI as well as the father of the attorney Salvador Britannico and Karen Britannico, the spouse of the victim, against two police officers, Police Officer Villanueva and Joven, and two John Does. And because the theory is that they carried out and that the taking of the cell phone was just to hide they committed. That's why later on, 2 years after, they filed another complaint for against I think seven police officers.
Sir, let's go back to the extrajudicial confession. Would you confirm that what happened at the NBI during that custodial investigation is already an extrajudicial confession?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
From the point of view of the DOJ, of the National Prosecution Service, of the prosecutor, ano po ba dapat ang gagawin nyo given the fact na merong valid extrajudicial confession?
Based from the resolution, Mr. Chair,
Let's start from the date of the extrajudicial confession that the person is already at the office of the NBI. I wish to submit that with the valid extrajudicial confession, you will be able to establish outright the required amount of evidence that is probable cause. Am I correct?
yes, Mr. Chair. That's why the case was filed sometime October 2021
Wait
for the
a
crime of
second.
murder.
When did the admission at the NBI happen? According to Mr. Britannico, it was June 6, 2020. Why did it have to take until October of 2020?
Mr. Chair, the second case was filed sometime 2022. The case that they filed was originally against 4 respondents only, Mr. Chair.
Please pardon me for interrupting. I wish to be enlightened. No? My extrajudicial confession,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
executed June 6, 2020. The person of interest, if not the respondent, is already at the premises of the NBI.
Mr. Chair, I think the NBI would be the best person to address that. Because what they filed is just against 4 respondents. And what the DOJ did was to file the case, the complaint that they filed The DOJ
Would you
filed-
know, sir, the date when the NBI forwarded the case to DOJ?
I think around June 2020.
June 2020, Mr. Britannico?
Ma'am, just the sequence of events, Mr. Chair. The NBI first filed their case, which my father was also signatory.
Doon lang po tayo sa first case,
Yes,
sir.
yes. May 29 of 2020.
So the very day when your brother was
May 29, 2020 po. So,
2020.
yes, so about
When did the incident happen?
January 19, 2020.
January 19.
Opo.
Alright.
So na-file po yung case ng May 29, 2020. On June 5 po, Joven surrenders sa Iloilo. Tapos he was flown po to Manila, and on June 6, that was when po he was he was in NBI TAF. That's when he made the confession po to the NBI.
Alright. Balikan ko po si DOJ. This is actually an inquiry that I wish you will impart to all of us. From the point of view of the fiscal, mayroon kang valid extrajudicial confession. You will agree with me if I would say that that is enough to establish probable cause, right?
Mr. Chair, yes, if that is the fact, Mr. Chair. Unfortunately, the extrajudicial confession was not signed, and based on the records, there was no allegation that the extrajudicial confession was made with the assistance of a counsel for the respondent, the one making the admission.
Do you confirm that, Mr. Britannico, the extrajudicial confession was not signed?
Hindi po pinarmahan, Madam Chair po. But it was made po with the NBI with the presence of a lawyer.
It was done in the presence of the lawyer, but it was not signed.
At the time po, kasi ang sinasabi po, ang sinabi po ni NBI po at that time, hindi nila tatanggapin po yung confession ni Joven. So he was told po na hindi ka namin tatanggapin na sabi.
And that is the reason why Joven did not sign the extrajudicial confession.
Ganon po ang nangyari.
What? How about when Joven surrendered with the DOJ?
Hindi po siya
Was it with the
nag-surrender.
DOJ?
Sa NBI po. Sa NBI po sa Iloilo ng June 5 po.
All right.
Tapos,
Was there ever a chance na ginawa ulit yung admission na yon during the second time that he appeared and surrendered with the NBI?
Sa amin na lang po sa pamilya ng 2 beses po, on 2 separate instances on video po. But he did not also sign his affidavit, but he signed all documents po pertaining to his narration of events.
Mr. Chair, I just want to manifest my frustration that the family had the chance already to secure a valid extrajudicial confession of. However, I do understand what went wrong, why there was a delay in the filing, because lamentably speaking, Mr. Britannico, based on your narration, since it was not signed, that never ripened into a valid extrajudicial confession of. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Jinky. Congressman,
Mr. Chair, I was about to ask about similar questions with what was already
okay.
asked by Kong
so,
Jinky.
thank you, Congressman Keith Flores.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe to continue supporting us. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.